Okay, on the first one, what is the equation of the absolute value function? So, for your absolute value function, it is going to be in this form right here, where your vertex is your H and your K. Sorry. So your vertex here is -7, -4. When I put it into my function, the inside is always going to change. So the inside, oops, that's supposed to be a line, is +7, -4. The A value is your number that's kind of like slope. So if you look at these 2 points here, I go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Keep in mind, though, that your scale is going by 2. So my slope is down 6 over 1.
The A is the S.
Okay. All right, number 2. Shh. If you're talking quits. The C means you can use a calculator on it. The NC means it's no calculator. A group of 33 people attended a ball game. There were twice as many children as adults in the group. So because children is already bigger, we need to do twice to the adults to equal it out. And then 33 people attended, so A plus C is going to equal 33. And then does it ask me to solve the system to find the number? Yes. Okay, so when you're solving systems, you can do it by hand if you want, but since you have a calculator, I'll show you the calculator way again. Shh. Girls in the back, quit talking. All right, menu 3.2 will pull up the system of equations. I have 2 equations. My variables are A and C.
I have a question. Is this exactly how the exam is going to be?
Pretty similar. All right, so 2A equals C. A plus C equals 33. Hit enter, and so my points are 11 and 22, which means I have 11 adults and 22 kids. So that is number 2. Number 3. A food store makes a 9-pound mixture of barley, flakes, and nuts. So barley plus the flakes, there's a capital B, plus the nuts is going to equal 9 pounds. The cost of barley is $1.50. So $1.50 for the barley. Flakes are 2 plus 2F. Lily and Ariana, I can hear you. Plus 2 for the nuts, and the mixture cost a total of $16. There is twice as much barley as flakes, so barley is already bigger. To make it equal, I'm going to multiply flakes times 2. And then how much of each, so it's asking me to solve as well, so same thing. I'm going to go into my calculator, menu 3.2. I have 3 equations though. I have B, F, and N. And then I'm going to type them in. B plus, oh, sorry, you can't see that. B plus F plus N equals 9. 1.5 B plus 2F plus 2N equals 16. And B equals 2F. Hit enter, and so I have 4 pounds of barley, 2 pounds of flakes, and 3 pounds of nuts.
How do you get to that?
Menu 3.2. Menu 3.2 to get the system thing. Alrighty. Alright, number 4 says, how do you represent the system with a matrix? So this is a non-calculator question. I need to rewrite my system so it's all in order. Negative 10x minus 10y. When I move the z over here, I have to add 3z. So I'm going to move the 3z over and it's going to become positive, equals 4. For this guy, I don't have the x, but I do have minus 12y minus 3z equals 14. And then the last guy, 9x. The y is over here. I need to move it over, so it will be a plus 5y plus 3z equals, move the 10 over, and you get negative 10. So now I need to rewrite this as a matrix. Remember, for a matrix, you have your x, your y, your z, and your answer column. So for the x, negative 10 here. We don't have an x here, so it's 0. Thanks. 9 for the x there. Negative 10, negative 12, 5 for the y column. And 3, negative 3, 3 for the z column. And then I'm kind of running out of space, but 4, 14, and negative 10 for the answer column. Ready? Number 5. Number 5 is non-calculator, but the good thing about this is all we have to do is write the equation. So, Dot's Tea Room has 3 items on its lunch special: sandwiches, salads, and personal pizza. So I'm going to say X is sandwiches, Y is salads, and Z is pizza. All sandwiches are the same price, all salads are the same price, and all personal pizzas are the same price. On Monday, the office ordered 5 sandwiches plus 7 salads plus 3 pizzas for $116. On Wednesday, they ordered 3 sandwiches plus 10 salads plus 2 pizzas for $114.75. And on Friday, they ordered 6 sandwiches, 12 salads, and 5 pizzas for $177.75.
Whoa.
So all we had to do was formulate a system, so that is it. Okay, number 6. Mark, standing just outside his apartment building, throws a tennis ball upward from an initial height of 6 feet above the ground at an initial velocity of 50 feet per second. The height of I think that's supposed to say a tennis ball. In terms of the elapsed time is a quadratic relationship in this equation right here, where V naught is the velocity and H naught is the initial height. So my equation, when he throws his baseball, is negative 16x squared plus 50x plus 6. With this being your velocity, this being your initial height. Okay, and now Bill has a helicopter on the 3rd floor of a 50 feet above ground level, and he launches this helicopter that ascends at a constant rate. So constant means he is going up constantly, which is a linear line. So this is in the form of mx plus b, with m being your rate and b being your height. So f of x is going to equal, see, he's going at a rate of 30 feet per second, and we're starting 50 feet above the ground. So that's number 6. Okay, number 7 is calculator. An object is projected upward with a velocity of 40 feet per second from a starting height of 6 feet. Once again, we're going to use that same equation. So I can write the equation negative 16 t squared plus 40, because my velocity is 40, t plus 6, because my starting height is 6. And I want to know, when will the object hit the ground? Well, that is the x-intercept. So in your calculator, because it's a calculator question, we are going to go to the graph, and we're going to type in our function, negative 16x squared plus 40x plus 6. And I want to find the x-intercept. So I'm going to go to menu, analyze the graph, and the 0 is the same thing as x-intercept, 0 root solution. They are all the same. So we're going to click 0. and we're going to highlight it, and it pops up 2.64. So 2.64 seconds is when it hits the ground. All right, 8. The average distance of the Earth from the Sun is 93 million miles. The distance is not constant due to the elliptical rotation of the Earth around the Sun and can vary by approximately 1.6 miles. It says which equation. It's because it was a multiple choice and I tried to edit it. So I want to write an equation that can represent this situation. Because I have a varying amount and an average, I'm going to be using an absolute value sign. In the absolute value, when you're writing an equation, it is always x minus. However much you average goes on the inside. Normally it's a bigger number. And then however much you can vary by goes on the outside. And that's it for that one. All right, moving on. Number 9. Which parent function has the attribute shown below? Alright, so domain negative infinity to infinity, range 0 to infinity. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. 0 to infinity with a bracket. There are only 2 parent functions where your range is 0 to infinity, and that is the absolute value function and the quadratic function. So both of those will satisfy those guys. And this is kind of wrong. This is supposed to say x equals 0. My bad. All right, number 10. Which of the following is not an attribute? So a lot of these are actually not attributes. I think on your key I just wrote the correct attributes. The domain goes forever left. So your domain is actually negative infinity to infinity. Your range only goes down to 0, and it's an asymptote, so it has a parentheses. You have one y-intercept. Okay, we have one y-intercept, and our x-intercept, we have none. And our asymptote is actually horizontal. So we also have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. All right, so that's number 10. Okay. Number 11. All right, when you're solving these, you cannot use NSolve because it will not give you both answers. First, you have to get the absolute value all by itself. So I'm going to minus 5 from both sides. Divide by negative 2. And from here you can actually stop because I know that an absolute value is never going to equal a negative number. And so this one would be a no solution. All right, inequality. Number 12 is next. 3 absolute value, x plus 7 minus 5 less than 10. All right, so once again, we have to get the absolute value by itself. Divide by 3. All right, once the absolute value is all by itself, absolute value could be less than 5. We just need to figure out what my x is. All right, so this is possible. First time you write it the exact same, don't change anything. The second time you are going to write it, you are going to flip this sign and make the 5 negative. So when you solve both of these guys out, you get x is less than negative 2. And x can be greater than negative 12. All right, so that was problem number 12. Okay, number 13. It says, what is the solution to this system? Once again, we're going to use the calculator. We're going to do menu 3 to 2. We have 3 equations. And all you have to do is type them in. You don't have to actually do anything to these guys. You can just type them in like you see them. Negative 4x minus 5y minus 4z equals negative 19. Negative 2x minus 3y minus z equals negative 12. Hit enter. So x is 2, y is 3, z is negative 1. Okay, on number 14, there are actually 4 problems. It says, what is the solution to the following graphs? So the solutions are the points here. So 14a, my solution is negative 1, negative 2. 14b, my solution is, oh, same thing, negative 1, negative 2. I must have messed up. Oh, look, I doubled them. That's weird. Okay, that's okay. C is negative 1 and 2. And then D is going to be, I think I just accidentally duplicated my graphs there. But the point where your 2 lines intersect is your solution. Okay, on number 15, it says graph the system and determine the solution. So this one is a calculator question, so I can use the calculator. Because this is not in y equals, in my calculator, I'm going to delete the equal sign. I'm going to go down to relation, and then I can type anything in. 12x plus 3y equals 12. Hit enter. Press tab. And then this one is y equals negative 4x plus 5. Hit enter. And if you look at your 2 lines, I know it's kind of hard to see, but they are parallel. So what does that mean about the solutions?
That they, there's no solution.
There's no solution, yeah. So parallel lines have no solution. Okay. 16. 16 is a non-calculator question, so you have to be able to do elimination or substitution without a calculator. 2x plus 2y equals 14. 7x minus 5y equals 13. Alright, so I need to eliminate one of my variables. I am going to go ahead and eliminate the y's. So I'm going to multiply this whole equation by 5, this whole equation by 2. Alright, so after I do that, I get 10x plus 10y equals, let's see, 14 times 5 is 70. Then down here, 14x minus 10y equals 26. Y's cancel. 24x. Bye, choir people.
Bye. We weren't even looking at the time. We were just fully saying.
Alright, so I added up the x's, I added up my numbers, and now I can solve for x by dividing by 24. And what does that give me? Yeah. 4? Yeah, that's right, 4. Okay, so I found x, so now I need to find y. So I'm going to take my x, plug it back into one of these guys. I'm going to pick the top one. 2 times 4 plus 2 times y equals 14. You can put it on my desk. 8 plus 2y equals 14. Let's see, that's 6. Oops, hello. And then, yep, divide by 2, and so y is 3. So your answer is 4 and 3. All right, so that one had a lot of work to it. Okay. Now, number 17. Okay, number 17, it says identify the max or min value, intercepts, domain, and range of the graph. So I am going to graph this one. Your vertex is 3, -3. So 3, on there changes sign, and then the negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So my vertex is down here at 3, negative 3. My A value is 3, so I'm going to go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. So my U looks like that. And from here I can answer the rest of the questions. I have them in. The intercepts are, so the x-intercepts are going to be at 2, 0 and 3, 4, 4, 0. The y-intercept I can't see on my graph, so I'm just going to plug in 0 for x. So anytime you want the y-intercept, you can just plug 0 in for x. So to get the y-intercept, 3, 0 minus 3 squared minus 3. 3 times 9 minus 3, and I get 24. So 0, 24 is my y-intercept. And domain on all your quadratics is negative infinity to infinity. The range, I go down all the way to negative 3, and I go up to infinity. All right, so that was 17. Use the vertex form to write the equation of the parabola. So this one, I just want to write it in vertex form. Pretty easy. The vertex is at negative 3, negative 2. And my A value is negative 1 because I go down 1 over 1. So in vertex form, A x minus h squared plus k, where your h and your k are your vertex. So negative 1, x plus 3, inside changes sign, squared minus 2 is your answer. Okay. 19, how many roots does the quadratic function have? It only has 1 because roots, x-intercepts, and zeros are all the same thing. So 19 is 1. It hits the x-axis 1 time, so it has 1 root. Roots, x-intercepts, zero solutions are all the same. So it has 1 root. All right, on number 20, it says describe the nature of the root. So it's just another fancy way of saying how many roots does it have. So I'm going to go into the calculator because it's a calculator. And I'm going to type in x squared plus 2x minus 8. And then it crosses the x-axis twice. So on number 20, it has 2. All right, 21. It says to graph y is less than negative x minus 3 squared minus 3. So once again, vertex is at 3, negative 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Vertex is right here. Your A value is 1, so I'm going to go up 1 over 1. Remember when you're graphing quadratics, those are the only 3 points you can plot. Now this is an inequality. It doesn't have the little line underneath, so it is dotted, and it's less than, so we are shading below my quadratic. So that's 21. Almost done. Maybe I'll get it under 30 minutes. All right, 22, what's the vertex and the axis of symmetry? So I know how to find vertex given standard form. I'm going to use negative b over 2a. So negative b is negative 8 over 2 times negative 2. So that's negative 8 over negative 4, which is 2. So my x value is 2. To find my y value, I'm just going to take that 2, plug it in. Negative 2. 2 squared plus 8 times 2 minus 20. So negative 2 times 4 plus 16 minus 20. Bless you. So then I get 8 minus 20, which is 12. So final answer on this one, your vertex is at 2, 12. And my axis of symmetry is at x equals 2. Negative 12, thank you. Negative 12. Okay. 23, same thing. What's the vertex? So I'm going to do the same thing. Negative b over 2 times a. So negative 28 over 4, which is 7, right? Negative 7. Okay. For the y, 2 times negative, 7 squared plus 28 times 7 minus 8. So 2 times 49 plus, big number, 14. 196 minus 8. Okay, so 49 times 2 is 98. So 98 plus 196, am I doing this right? Hope so. 90 plus 196, which is 286. Ooh, that seems big. This is minus. This is minus. 106. My bad. Alright, so my vertex is at negative 6, 106. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. And because your A value is 2 and it's a happy face, I know that it's a min. Oh, and then I want to write it in vertex form. Y equals 2, x plus 7, inside changes, plus 106.
Yeah.
Negative 106. Negative, negative. All right, I don't think I'm messing up anywhere else. All right, so there it is in vertex form. Sorry, didn't do a very good job on that problem. Okay. 24. What is the range of the graph below? So the graph down here, our range, we're going down forever. So negative infinity. And we are going up all the way to negative 1. And that was it for that one. All right, 25. All right, 25 is like the stuff we just did, so we're going to solve the equations. So I need to factor this. What two numbers multiply to give me 8, add to give me negative 6, and that's negative 4 and negative 2. So x minus 4, x minus 2. Set them both equal to 0. X minus 4 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. So x equals 4 and 2. On number 26, you have to move the 20 to the other side. So let's see. It'll be x squared plus 8x minus 20. So in our x, negative 20 goes on top, 8 goes on bottom. So I want two numbers that multiply to give me 20, negative 20, but add to give me 8. So let's see, 2 and 10. And minus 2. So x minus 2, x plus 10. So x is going to equal 2 and negative 10. All right. 27. All right, on number 27, you have to take 6 times 16, and I get 96, and 20 goes on bottom. So I want two numbers that multiply to... Oh, does it have a GCF? Oh, shoot, you're right, it does have a GCF. My bad. A 2. All right, 3x squared plus 10x plus 8. Oh, that makes it better. I was going to say 96 is a big number. 24 and 10. And then 6 and 4. Yeah, thanks. Brain farted. 6 and 4. All right, x plus 6, x plus 4. And then we're going to divide by the front number. divide by 3, divide by 3. So 2x plus 2. This one doesn't divide, so we're going to bottoms up 3x plus 4. And does it want me to solve? Sure does. All right, so now I'm going to set my factors equal to 0. So x plus 2 equals 0. 3x plus 4 equals 0. Solve for x. And so then I get negative 2 and negative 4/3. All right. Oh, inverse. All right. This one says calculator, but the calculator really does not help you. So for finding the inverse, we're going to switch the x and the y. So this guy is going to become an x. This guy is going to become a y. And then we just have to solve for y. Square root. Every time you square root, you have to put a plus minus sign. Ooh, there goes my calculator. Minus 7, minus 7. The 7 was not square rooted, so make sure it is on the outside of your square root. All right, so that one was number 28. All right, 29, same thing. Find the inverse. X equals 3y plus 10. Now we just got to solve for y. Minus 10 equals 3y. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X minus 10 over 3 equals y. Okay. How is each graph a translation? Oh, sweet, these are easy. The 5 here on the outside means up 5, and that is all you got to do. The 2 here on the inside is left and right, and it's opposite, so this one is going right 2, and that's all I have to do. All right, this one has kind of all of them. The negative sign is a reflection. The 2 is a vertical stretch because it is bigger than 1. The 3 on the inside, we're going right 3, and the 5 out there on the outside is up 5. All right, so that one kind of has all the translations. All right, 33, I want to write a quadratic, so that's where you're going to go into the calculator. You're going to click New Document, and you're going to add a list in a spreadsheet. And you're going to type in your points, negative 2, 0, 4, negative 8.5, 4.5, negative 53.5, bless you, bless you, bless you. Label my columns X and Y. Go to Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, Quadratic Regression, because we have a quadratic. Under X list, put X. Under Y list, put Y. Hit enter, and it gives you your values of A, B, and C. So then your answer on this one would be Y equals negative 3.5 X squared minus 0.499 X plus 4.5. Yeah, you can round up to 0.5. Okay. Oh, is that it? We're done.